Hello, I'm Kurt Waldrop, and welcome to Radical Freedom. I think most people by this point are aware of the multitudes of crimes that Hillary Clinton has committed but has not been prosecuted for. Money laundering, keeping national security secrets on a private server that allows them to be hacked, attempting to delete tens of thousands of documents that were subpoenaed from her, using software called BleachBit to wipe her hard drives, then actually having her people destroy computers and having the hard drives physically destroyed with hammers. I think we all know that if this were done by a normal American citizen, there would be prison time. But if you're a high-ranking member of the Democrat Party like Hillary, you're immune to such small fry stuff, so it would seem. But what if you're not a ranking member of the Democrat Party? What if you're, in fact, a conservative Republican? What if you're actually Donald J. Trump? Well, you get accused of a non-crime called collusion with the Russians. And what is this based on? Well, I think most people that watch this already have a pretty good idea of what's going on, but it doesn't hurt to remind. So back in 2016, as the Democrats were rigging their primary to make sure Hillary would win the nomination, they decided that they needed some extra leverage, just in case it looked like Trump had a chance. The Hillary campaign hires the company Fusion GPS to dig up some dirt on Trump, and Fusion GPS goes to a former British intel guy who then claims to have questioned a number of Russians, and they say they have some very dirty laundry on Trump. He then creates a dossier filled with very naughty things. His facts were bought from Russian citizens that said that they'd gotten them from people in Russian intelligence that they knew. Now, all of this is completely non-verifiable. I realize I'm leaving out a few key members here, such as Kobe and Orr. But like I said, this is just, we're trying to get the thumbnail here so we can do this in a relatively short amount of time. So, this dossier goes to the desk of Peter Strzok, or as Rush Limbaugh likes to say, Peter Strzok, Stroke, Smirk. Well, I guess we can see why. He's a married FBI agent that enjoys sending text messages about how much he hates Donald Trump to his also married girlfriend that is another FBI agent, Lisa Page. Now, note, Strzok was the one that said that Hillary hadn't committed any crimes back before he actually questioned her. This dossier found its way to Strzok's boss, James Comey. And there it sat for a bit. Now, at first, no news organization would report on it, since it was all he said, she said sorts of things, completely devoid of hard facts, but it was circulated around as the virulently anti-Trump media sought a way to use this against him. The dossier is then used as part of the so-called evidence to get a FISA warrant in October to spy on Carter Page, who's one of Trump's advisors. When presented to the judge to get the warrant, all the things in the dossier were presented as factual evidence obtained by American intelligence. They didn't mention that it all originated as opposition research. And Steele, the former British spy that put this all together, later testified under oath that he had no idea if any of it was true or not. The fact that the Clinton campaign didn't even attempt to use it to smear Trump during the campaign tells you how much confidence they had in it being factual information. Then came Election Day, and Rachel Maddow wept. In December of 2016, then President Obama, reacting to the talk of Russian meddling that came from Hillary land, emphatically stated that the conspiracy theory saying Russians successfully tampered with the American voting process was frankly BS. He said, and this is a quote, we were frankly more concerned in the run-up to the election to the possibilities of vote tampering, which we did not see evidence of, he said, and we're confident that we can guard against. Shortly before Donald Trump was sworn in as president, James Comey briefed Trump about the dossier, saying he was briefing him because he wasn't aware if Trump knew about it. He then turned around and leaked the story about the briefing, and the briefing became the story. Not any actual facts associated with the dossier, but what Trump had been briefed about. So that's a tricky way to get it in front of the press, huh? And by the way, this dossier thing, God, that makes me annoyed. How snooty. Why can't you just call the stupid thing what it is? It's a file. Well, I guess saying dossier makes it sound so much more official and credible, huh? You can imagine James Bond getting a dossier on Goldfinger. But if you just say, here, I got a folder with some files in it, yeah, it doesn't sound quite as official. So, a few months after all of this, Comey was finally fired after multiple leaks and mishandling of investigations. Well, of course, this stirred up the left, even though not all that long before they had actually called for Comey's removal. Well, if they do it, that's one thing. If Trump does it, then that's signs of something evil. In May, Robert Mueller, a longtime personal friend of Comey's, was appointed to investigate. Now, according to Department of Justice rules, there must first be a crime before you can have an investigation. But what crime was Mueller ordered to investigate? I mean, the purpose of a special counsel is to investigate if a federal crime was committed. So, it seems like you're doing it a little backwards here. There had been no charge or allegation that Trump or his campaign violated any federal law. The authorization by Assistant Attorney General Rosenstein to Mueller specifically stated, and here's something you probably won't get in your average news program. A. Robert S. Mueller III is appointed to serve as special counsel for the United States Department of Justice. B. The special counsel is authorized to conduct the investigation confirmed by then FBI Director James B. Comey in testimony before the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence on March 20, 2017, including 1. Any links and or coordination between the Russian government and individuals associated with the campaign of President Donald Trump, and 2. Any matters that arose or arise directly from the investigation, and 3, any other matters within the scope of 28 CFR Section 600. That's a federal law that they're invoking here. C, if the special counsel believes it is necessary and appropriate, the special counsel is authorized to prosecute federal crimes arising from the investigation of these matters. So, investigate some matters, and if there's a crime, prosecute them. Not, there has been a crime, now we need to investigate. That's exactly backwards of what the Department of Justice rules state. So, what are, they said, links and or coordination between the Russian government and individuals associated with the campaign of President Donald Trump? Links and coordination, folks, is not a specific charge or violation of federal law. It's not like the Russians and others were paying hundreds of millions of dollars to the Clinton Foundation and $500,000 in speech fees to Bill Clinton in connection with Hillary's approving the sale of 20% of our uranium to the Russians. I mean, that's not even important. But the potential collusion, I'm still not quite sure what crime that actually even is, but okay. So, it is now August of 2018, and since this investigation started in May of last year, well, to date, Mueller has indicted some Russian tech firms, which weren't expected to fight back. but one of which actually showed up in court, causing the Mueller team great consternation. They were very upset about that. One guy that worked for Trump, they indicted for tax issues that were over 10 years old, and Trump's lawyer, who's being charged with campaign finance crimes for supposedly paying hush money to Stormy Daniels, who Trump supposedly slept with over 12 years ago. That's it. So what part of that DOJ authorization to Mueller does any of this fall under? Were these the crimes that Mueller was actually instructed to investigate? Well, I read you what it said. I don't think so. There are currently 17 known lawyers working for Mueller on this case. All of them are Democrats, although Mueller himself does claim he is a Republican. 9 of these lawyers have donated over $60,000 out of their pocket to the Democrats. So, is this a fair investigation? To recap what we have an investigation set off before a crime is found, an investigative team that is harshly partisan, a partisan conspiracy within the FBI to stop Trump, and of course, Mad Maxine Waters and her friends screaming for impeachment since the day of the inauguration. Apparently, they think them hating someone is grounds for impeachment. Yeah, Lady Justice must be weeping now just about as much as Maddow did on election night when she found out that Trump won. Yeah, I realize this is just a thumbnail sketch of what happened, and due to time constraints, I've had to leave out a lot of detail. That said, I think that anyone that isn't completely owned by the Democrats has got to realize what a complete travesty of justice this so-called investigation is. Okay, well, thank you for watching. I hope you will give me a thumbs up below and subscribe to the channel. You'll get a chance to click on a button as soon as my ugly face is off your screen. Also, I'd like to invite you to check out our blog at radicalfreedombooks.com and, well, go to Amazon, buy my book. So it's also called Radical Freedom, by the way, and you get to see me making a face kind of like, well, this on there. So until next time, stay free, my friends. Bye for now.